Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and what I got for you today is a review of the tiny little S105. It's another Whoop clone with ducted fans, but it's very inexpensive, and most people should be able to afford this one. First off, let's pop up under the hood and see what we got here under the hood. Looking at its flight control board, we'll notice that, well, it does not have a card, or I'm sorry, a photo plug for powering a camera plug, in other words. You're going to have to solder your own on there if you want to convert this to a Whoop. But, you know, as with most of these can be converted. But this one, you're going to require some soldering skills there if you want to attach a power plug for the camera. But all in all, you know, it is a indoor flyer mainly, but you can fly it outdoors. I'm going to try to demonstrate that here shortly. Ducted fans protect the propellers very well. Comes with a little, let's see, 220 milliamp hour battery. That is not too little, but we'll see how much flight time that gives us. And there's its power plug, and its power plug is easily accessible for the battery, so you don't really need to remove the battery like you do with a lot of other Whoop clones. And then a lot of others, you have to plug in the battery first and then insert the battery. This one here, you can leave the battery in and it will fly it. So there's its look. Let's go over its controller real quick. This is its controller. This button here is for rates, pressing that, and then beginner, intermediate, and expert. This is for flips. Press this button here and then tell it which direction to flip. It does not have altitude hold, folks, so this is a manual flyer, and that's actually a plus in my book. You know, you don't learn bad habits from altitude hold. And this button here is for headless mode, and it also has one key return, which you activate by pressing that button there. And this is just yaw trim, pitch trim, and roll trim, and your on-off switch here. So that's it, folks. That's the S105. Again, this is a very inexpensive quadcopter. Just about everybody can afford it. But let's see how it flies at that cost. So hope you enjoy this flight. Okay, let's plug in the battery on the S105 and get it into the air. Checking the terminal poles. And they go in like that. Turning on the transmitter. And it goes like that. And binding the quadcopter up and down. Okay, first thing, let's turn off the transmitter with the motors running. 1001, 1002, 1003. So we don't have to worry about flyaway. Transmitter back on again. And I want to go right to... Yeah, we'll start off with beginner rate, just to see how smooth it is. This is beginner rate. Rather smooth and docile, and expect it to be that way in beginner's rate. There it is, going that way, going the other way, coming back over again. Let's go to the intermediate rate. Okay, intermediate rate. Intermediate rate, it goes a little bit better. Going over this way, let's try a flip or two. Coming back over this way, flip in. There's a right or forward flip, left flip, or right flip, left flip, and going forward again. So over this way, and let's try intermediate rate or expert rate. This is intermediate expert rate, and it's got crazy yaw in expert rate. So if you're looking for a crazy yaw quadcopter, this is one of those crazy yaw ones. So going back to intermediate, crazy. You really can't fly well a quadcopter that has crazy yaw. It's just impossible to control the yaw. It'll go. You can control the pitch. Okay, let's go back to 1, 2, 3. Here's the pitch on crazy yaw. But can you turn it? Yeah, I guess you can. At least I can. It's just not very smooth with crazy yaw. There's a dragonfly going after this. How about yaw in the other way? Crazy yaw. Beginners, okay, intermediate. Okay, let's do those flips again. Going upwind a bit. I guess the wind's coming from that way. Does them well. Okay, so yeah, the S105, good indoor-outdoor flyer. And it's cheap. That's its big advantage. It is cheap. Cheap, cheap. I like these under $20 quadcopters. They're great learn to fly quadcopters. You know, some people just can't afford spending $40, $50 on a quadcopter, but they can't afford around 10 to 15, around that area. So this is one you might think about, because it is a good flyer. It really is. The S105. Again, it would be kind of difficult to convert this one to a Whoop clone. For one thing, it doesn't seem to have the power needed to, I'm telling you, I can feel it right now, it doesn't have much power needed to lift and power an FPV camera. But as just a learn to fly quadcopter, yeah, this is more than sufficient. This is a good one. I like it. It's got one little red LED on the front there. I don't know if you can see it or not. And a blue one on the back. Total of 2 LEDs. And there we go. Going around. Get it back in the air. So I kind of like it. Seems to have a reasonable flight time too. Usually these things can only fly for a few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. That's with the camera on though, if you put an FPV camera on it. But even then, you know, this one's still going. I think it's going for about 5 minutes already. Feels like 5 minutes already. Don't know. Okay, expert rate. Let's do crazy ah. Yeah, back to beginners mode. Actually, I need intermediate to fight. I got a little breeze by in my back here. Here, go see those birds up there. Still going strong. S105. Intermediate rate. That's its funnels in intermediate. Okay, lights are blinking. So we're going to call quits here, folks. There we go. I don't want to wear out these little batteries, these tiny ones. They can really have the juice sucked out of them quickly, and you don't want to damage them by by overpowering them under 3 volts. But there's its red blinking light. There you go. I think you can see that. And it's blue blinking light warning you that you have reached LED or LVC, low voltage cutoff. So hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101 signing out with the S105.